Hello, all of my loyal 56 followers at this time, I think. I lost one last week somehow. Let's not focus on the negative, though. I have been taking some crap from some followers, mostly some local buddies, but they've all been wondering, you know, where the hell have you been? Why have you not made any new videos? So I apologize in advance. This video is going to be a little bit haphazard. I'm not going to edit this thing, and the camera work probably isn't going to be the best. You can see the garage doors open, but I'm extremely busy. But I just wanted to take a few quick minutes and show everybody why I have not been around. So you might be wondering already, like, hey, look at that. There's no trolling motor. There's no graphs. What are we doing here? I am sitting on my new boat. That's right. I found a leftover 2019 Competitor 175 CS, brand new, sitting at a dealership the next state over, about 5 hours away from me. So I had to completely unrig my boat, strip it all the way down, basically take off everything except the outboard, and yeah, get all that stuff off of there, make sure the boat was in trading condition, and then trailer it 5 hours over to that dealer, do paperwork, trailer that thing 5 hours back, get all of the stuff I need to re-rig this boat and get to work on it. And I'm leaving in just a few days for annual muskie trip. So I probably shouldn't even be taking these few minutes here to make this video, but since I'm leaving for muskie trip and there won't be videos up then until I get back from that, you know, that I didn't want to leave you guys hanging for a whole month, right? So, but there we go. So the new boat's got a 115 SHO on it. And we'll do a quick walkthrough here. This is a 2019 Competitor 175 CS is the model. Charlie Sam for console steer. So for anybody who's wondering about the battery compartment, because I sure was, yes, you can fit two Group 31 batteries in there. In the Classic, you could not. So that's the battery compartment here on the rear, on the port side. And then on the starboard side, we've got one live well. You can see the bait bucket is still in the plastic there, right? Just got the damn thing. And then over there is a rod locker. That was a rod locker also on the Classic, but the Competitor has tubes in there. It does hold 8-foot rods and it holds 5 rods. Not going to show you the inside of that. That's all tore apart over there, as you can plainly see. And everyone knows what the hell a rod locker looks like, but it does have tubes in it. This side over here, yeah, we're Magners today. It's kind of hot out and I wanted to get work done, not get hammered, so no bourbon. This side over here, instead of a rod locker, we've got 3 compartments. So this first one here is storage. This middle one, move some of this junk out of the way. This middle compartment here is a cooler. So basically a live well, but it's got no pumps. But that's a cooler. And then the next compartment up from that on the side would also just be storage. And then up front, yeah, I'm not going to uncover all the deck, but you got 2 storage spots on the right there that are decent sized, and then one on the left that's the same size as that one up here, and then this side over here, that's again, it's kind of buried, my apologies, but that's a live well, and that's great. And then it's got a center rod locker, which again, I'm not going to uncover, my apologies, but I'm very busy. But that rod locker, it has 8 tubes in it, and it holds 4 7'6" rods and 4 8-foot rods, according to the spec. So for anybody who was wondering, because I couldn't figure out exactly how many rods it held, Alumacraft didn't list that in the manual. That rod locker officially has 8 spots, but you can probably cram more in there. I will let you know after I get the boat loaded up. In terms of wiring this bad boy and pulling cable and all that kind of stuff, a few things that I've done. So we'll go over a couple things here quick about what you really should have to rig a new boat, right? The first thing you need to rig a new boat is you need wire. And you really want to use tinned marine grade wire. And that is what this is here. This is duplex wire. If you recall, when I rigged the other boat, It just had that red and black wire that I had kind of electrical taped together. Yeah, no more of that. I'm actually using duplex wire. So this is 12-2, right? And I'm using this for all of my power connections, for everything. Because according to the manuals for the chargers, you can extend those with 12 gauge wire, and the Humminbird graphs, the larger helixes, all need 12 gauge wire. So I got a 100-foot spool of that. That's made by Ancor, A-N-C-O-R. They're one of the premier marine wire manufacturers in the country. You can get it on Amazon. That 100-foot spool, I think, was around $60 or so. So not too bad. And then for the front of the boat, I don't know if pretty sure I showed you guys, but I had a trim switch up in the front of the last boat. So I'm installing that again here. So here, what we've got is a 3-position momentary on-off on. Just got that on Amazon too. That was cheap, right? And it even says up, down on it. It's actually a trim switch. I'm not going to use that plate though. It doesn't fit with the carpet. But then to wire that, I've got a spool of triplex. So you can see there's 3 wires in there, right? Because you need a hot for up, a hot for down, and a ground. So I'm going to wire that using triplex, so that's a nice, clean, easy to pull install. And for everybody wondering where various things are going on the boat for install, because I'm adding a battery in the back, so I'm going to have 4 batteries now. I purchased another charger, so both chargers, they're just laying there right now, but those are going to be standing up, bolted to the back side of the console. So when they're installed, I'll be able to see the charging status of them, and they'll be hidden out of the way. There is a shelf there, so there's a drawer, but on top of that drawer, there's a little shelf that's not terribly usable, but I'm going to bolt them to the, basically just I'm going to bolt them to the back side of this right here. So, so here's a drawer on the other side, exact same as what's under the console. She's already put a bunch of her stuff in there. So, and then this boat does come standard with a stereo and speakers. So you've got USB and auxiliary input. That is not a USB charger. That's for USB memory sticks or the like that have loaded with MP3s or it also plays WMAs. The dealer said the radio reception on this is pretty terrible, but the Bluetooth and the MP3 do work very well, so I'm going to use that. One thing that's kind of annoying about this versus the Classic is that right here, the Classic had a hole to pull all your wires. The Competitor's got, they moved your 12-volt outlet up there for, cell phone chargers or that kind of nonsense. So I'm going to have to drill holes in this console to run the wire. But to do that then, I'm using these bases here, right? So we've got our ram mounts sitting over here. So basically what you do is you use that base there and then bolt your ram to the top of that. And then you can see it's cut out. So you drill your hole in the console and then you run your wires up that hole and then through that cutout in that base. And these bases do come with bolts and nuts and everything for the install. So no more running to the hardware store to try and figure out what fits these bases. These come with nice long bolts and nuts and lock nuts, nylock, and even washers too, which is really nice. So and they are black hardware, which is cool. Unfortunately, they're Allen. I'm not a big fan of that. I like that even less than I like the square ones, but whatever. It is what it is. So we're doing that, and then you need battery trays, of course, right? So I've got some battery trays floating around here somewhere. The LEDs that I had in the Classic, I'm installing those in here too. I don't know if I'm going to get to these before camp, but these are $10 a package from Amazon, 16 foot. So 2 wasn't quite going to do it, but I'm certainly not going to use all 3 packages. But so we got 3 of them, and then you need transducer mounting plates. Right, I showed you these guys in a previous video. I got black ones this time instead of gray, but same. They're just a nylon board. You mount this to the transom and then mount your transducers to this to put fewer holes into the transom. Got a bunch of zip ties up there. I've got new gator skins, right? I had mentioned these before. I stick these on the trailer. Got these on Amazon as well, but got new gator skins so that I don't slip and fall off the trailer when it's wet. What else do I got? Yeah, there's all my fuses right there that I cut off of the previous wiring. I'm going to reuse those. Yep, all my inline fuses, all my network cables, all up there. For anybody who's wondering about how you run wire on this boat, front to back, or even how you run power for the graphs back to the batteries, the build quality on this boat is quite a bit better than the Classic was. The Classic, I mean, it was a fine boat. I loved it. It was great. It served me very well. But the build quality on that was such that, you know, the fitment of a lot of the parts was kind of loose. So it was relatively easy to get wire in between, you know, compartment to compartment, wherever you wanted the wire to go. The Competitor's not like that. They really manufactured this thing a lot tighter. And there's some extra thought involved in it too, right? So this raceway here, right? I've got this off, but this raceway normally is installed, you know, right here. And so you can see there's slots cut out in the carpet, right? There's actually tabs in the bottom of this thing that sits back into, which is really, really nice. But so to get power wire through, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to drill a hole here or somewhere in here, right? Probably up closer to the front. But I'm going to drill a hole right here to get through to the rod locker, and that'll allow me to run my Ethernet wire and my power wire and everything forward to the front of the boat, right? And then to get back to the rear of the boat, I actually pulled this whole panel right here, this whole corner panel. I pulled that, so the screws are off of it, but I've got the panel back in place now. But anyway, back here, just behind those three tabs, right? You don't even have to take this panel off. If you just feel along here like this, just kind of push along here with this panel in place, you'll feel that all of a sudden there's no more wood, right? So I've already cut a hole here, right? So there's a raceway, there's a metal raceway that runs along through here. Actually, right along here is that raceway. It runs like this, and then it runs underneath this little piece right here, which is behind the live well, runs underneath here, right? And then as soon as you get to the end of the live well over here, right, then this is all open underneath. So then that'll drop you right in to where your batteries are. So I'm going to run the charger extensions back to the batteries that way, and I'm going to run the power for all three graphs that way, right? So the front graph, the power wire for that is going to go under the front deck, right? It's going to go down, and under these, it'll go down behind the plate in the bow, and then underneath these two compartments. This compartment here is pretty easy to run into. The tubes from the rod locker actually extend up against the outside of the hull on the inside of this compartment. I can show you that real quick. There you go. See the tubes? So those tubes are really easy to run along to get wire from the front of the boat. Apologies there, I got my audio cord tangled in my pants, but in my pant leg. Yeah, so you can run all the way back into the rod locker down here. So then I'm going to pull those up through a hole here and then run them along this raceway, and then those will, you know, along the raceway here, and then those will drop into this hole here and follow that raceway across and then drop in back here. So that'll be very, very easy. You know, it sounds like a lot of work, but trust me, compared to the Classic and several other boats that I've rigged and helped buddies rig and stuff, this one's actually pretty easy once you figure out exactly where everything's got to go. So I'm going to try and maybe put my GoPro on a post on the back of the boat as I'm rigging this thing, and you know, maybe do some time-lapse stuff or whatever. We'll see, maybe. But yeah, so there's a walkthrough of the Competitor 175. One other thing I didn't know at the time until I picked it up was that it's got bass boat style live well controls. So that one there is for the front live well, and then The rear live well is back there on the post. So not the most intuitive thing, since the controls are not next to the live wells that they control. You know, the switches are not next to the live wells that they're opening and closing. But either way, if you're considering Alumacraft, if you get to a 175, definitely check out the captain's chair. I think it's a worthwhile upgrade. I got the dealer to throw it in for me. Dealer did a really good job for me. That it was Grand Rapids Marine in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Mike Holmstrom, great guy. Stop by, see him. No, he's not paying me or sponsoring me at all to drop his name or dealership name in this video, but he did such a great job for me that I just want to tell everybody else that if you happen to be in that area and you're looking for a boat, go and see him. He will definitely get you taken care of. But as you can see, I've got a shitload of work to do and not a lot of time to get it done. So I'm going to get back to it, and hopefully one night this week I get an opportunity to upload this video. But hey, if you like this, you know, seeing the mess that this boat is right now in its current state, brand new, without anything done yet, go ahead and click that like button right down there. And right about now, there's probably an icon with my truck with a crooked trailer right there in the corner. Do me a favor and click that to subscribe. My goal with every one of these videos is to pick up one new subscriber. So if you're watching this and you aren't subscribed yet, do me a favor, just click that button. Takes you a second, doesn't cost you a thing. Thanks a lot, appreciate it. See you next time.